Ooh, fresh pavement. Let's do a 0 to 60.
Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're doing our shaky cam interior review in a 2018 Kia Niro plug-in. So this is the PHEV, the plug-in hybrid. I believe we did a Kia Niro shaky cam earlier this year or late last year. I'll try to link to it below in the description. I don't remember for sure, but subscribe while you're doing all that. Hit that subscribe button. I think it's on that side. Anyway, so this is the plug-in hybrid, which is a pretty great vehicle, actually. They did a really good job. The Niro was made from the get-go to be a hybrid or electrified, I guess you would say, vehicle. Next year, the electric vehicle version comes out, the full EV, battery electric. So hopefully you get to drive that. The interior here is not much different than, say, the Sorento we had last time, or the other models of the Kia Niro, namely the hybrid. It's very well done interior, though, I will point out. Pretty, too. So you can see this kind of piano black. That's a theme in here. I like it a lot. It's very reflective, but it's really pretty. And it's not reflective in the way that it blinds you, like chromed kind of metals do, which is why a lot of automakers get away from chrome and they tend to use these brushed things. They don't reflect into your eyeballs. So over here, you have your usual windows and mirrors and whatnot. A couple of things to point out. The mirrors up here, auto is in the middle. You can leave them open pushing that way and fold them up pushing that way. And then left and right is here. So those are separate buttons. Otherwise, this should be pretty straightforward and obvious. Over here is your seat memory. Over here, there's a whole lot of little things. Here you have your dimmer. Here you have your blind spot management. I did note that when you get into snow and ice, we had a little bit of that this week. The adaptive cruise tends to stay working just fine, but the blind spot management tends to not. And I noticed when I was scraping that the rear corners, the rear bumper corners tend to collect ice in the weather. So that's probably why those are shutting off a lot. Here's your lane keeping assist, I guess. I don't think it. I didn't ever feel it bumping me, so I think it's just a warning. Over here is your traction control. Down there, fuel port, and then a couple of charging buttons. So right here, you can override any programming you have. So in the Kia app for this car, you can, or through the infotainment, you can program charging time. So you can like pull up to your house, park, plug it in, but not actually start charging the car until say 9 p.m. or whatever. So if you live in like the Communist Republic of California, where the electrical rates change, by the hour or time of day, you can optimize the cost of that charging, and you can override it using that button. So if you pull into like say a public charging station, you plug in, you can just hit that to override so it doesn't wait and then just waste your time sitting there. This right here is for the automatic charging. Again, it's an override. So you can fiddle with those and look at the app, and it will tell you what to do with these buttons if you need to do anything. And I did note also when you park and you plug in the car, it does prompt you on the driver information screen to say charging. Do you want charging to start now? And if you don't do anything, I think it defaults to charging right now, because I never did anything. I never answered it. I did notice it, but I didn't answer it. Down there, you see the hood release. There's a parking brake. It's a foot parking brake. Automatic transmissions. A lot of people are out of habit of using those. It's important to use that. FYI. Okay. I'm going to get preachy because I'm feeling like I'm in a preachy mood. So expect to hear some preach. I'm going to tell y'all how crappy you are at driving. Over here we have the infotainment and telematics controls, more or less. So you have your mode up here. Most of the time that's going to change what the source for your audio is. It can also change a couple of other things, including if you have the nav screen open, it will prompt some things on there. Namely, you can also, by the way, turn off the voice prompts using this button and these. Over here, you have your voice activation. Works pretty good in this car. So the voice control system is pretty decent. I like that. Over here is your volume and phone. On this side is all cruise control, more or less. You do have some selection here. That and this run the driver information screen up there. And otherwise, this is all the adaptive cruise. Here's your following distance. Pretty straightforward. Over here, you have your signal turns and lighting controls. Over here, you have your washer, wipers, etc. Use this for that. And the dashboard here, the instrument cluster. There you go. So you see there's no tachometer. There's instead the green vehicle, how you're doing on using up your charge, and then it tells you what mode you're in. Right now I'm in EV mode because it's been running to warm up and it's warmed up. I turned off the climate and just turned on the bun warmers. Over here is the speedometer. In here is your driver information. So by using, I'll try not to make you sick, this right here and this up here, you can flip through some of the information. So energy flow, engine, yada, yada, average mile per gallon. Look at that. Been doing really awesome. This car is great. I was as high as 48 in this car. Average obviously is 41. After 9 hours of driving, 192 miles. That's pretty dang decent. And then you see there's a few other things on here, but most of it's pretty self-explanatory. Down here is your fuel. Over here is your battery. You have somewhere around, I think it's 14 miles of electric drive if you don't go over speed. And then just a quick overview, because we've seen this before. None of this is new, really. So here's the climate and the infotainment. And I'm going to just refer you to the Sorrento video, because as far as I know, none of this is different. So that Sorrento video is already published, so I will link it down here. I'm kind of in a hurry, so I'm just going to call it good. But this is the interior, really pretty, really well done. This is the 2018 Kia Niro plug-in hybrid. So the plug is on the driver's left fender, left front driver fender. There you go. And the fuel port's on the same side, but on the rear. So that's it. This is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. Talk to you again soon.